Okay, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Before we get started with this next video, I'd just like to say, if you know that you've got wrist issues or you haven't even done a warm-up yet, then please go ahead, pause this video, go and find another warm-up video. We've got one going. Warm up your wrists and get them nice and loose before we do this next practice. If you're not feeling warm enough just yet, please pause, head on somewhere else. I'll see you soon. Okay, so hopefully your wrists are nice and warm. We are going to do some stuff that's going to kind of warm up in the process, but I really want to just jump straight in with this practice. So one thing I get asked a lot is, how do I jump through? You know, I teach quite a few people who do Vinyasa practices, Ashtanga practices, and they're just really psyched to be able to jump through and do the whole gymnastics process. So if we go through that just quickly, if you're unsure, you know, I was pretty pumped when I could do that the first time. So it's understanding the mechanics that are involved in being able to do that. So we're going to do some quite strong stuff today. I just want to cover maybe I think it's 6 tips that are really, in my personal opinion, the ones that are going to really help with this pose. Okay, so it's a little bit of lifting, a little bit of mobility in the hip space, really active stuff, and some jumping around. So we'll start from back here, and then we'll work through to there. So if you think about it, coming back from here, jumping forwards isn't really an issue, but it's the ability to be able to catch ourselves. Okay, so we want to be able to be quite explosive, but then have that strength to stop. So one of the things I really think help is actually practicing a dolphin technique. So bring your elbows down, palms together or interlace fingers, and then you're going to walk your feet in and you're going to come forwards and back, and then forwards and then back. So you're keeping that push out of your shoulders, and you can walk the feet in even closer, chin over hands. Now let's just do that a couple more times. Take a little rest. So that's going to get everything really nice and stable. It's really going to switch on your lats and stabilize your shoulders so that when you come forward, bang, you've got that stopping power. So then the next bit is being able to actually kind of get lowered and through. So we need a little bit of strength, but what we need to be able to do is really pull the feet in, okay? The knees crossing, okay? So we're just going to do this one. It's one of my favorites, okay? So, cow facing pose. And all you do is crisscross. Unwrap, get the knees on top of each other, bring the body forwards, okay? And you can do this as much as you want. I recommend with each of these drills doing about a minute, taking a little break, and then doing the next exercise, okay? So that's gonna open up our outer hips. Now we want a little bit of strength here in the inner thighs to pull everything in. So if you want to sit up and do this exercise, it works as well. I personally prefer to lie down, take the arms out to the side, put the head back, and you're going to try and actively pull the knee into this space, okay? And then if you want, you can kind of push the foot across, okay? So you try and bring the knee in, push the foot across, come down. And notice the whole time, I'm keeping my pelvis on the earth. So if it starts to come up, then I'm just tipping my pelvis. I'm just kind of moving with this. I'm not building this active strength at the top of my quads and in my adductors as much as I would need for when I'm doing that jump, okay? So tucking in towards the armpit and see if you can push your foot over. And that's really firing up this space, okay? Nice. Okay. So we've got the mechanism of the jump, okay? We all know how to jump, I'd like to think, okay? We just need a little hop. We're going to get into something a little bit more technical in a bit. And then we're stopping, okay? So we've got that engagement, so we're stable in the shoulders. That's what we really need, is that stability in the shoulders to hold us in position. And then we need the mobility in the hips to be able to cross into that tucked position, okay? So you're firing up everything in the core, okay? Another good way to build things up is just to hold your plank position and really make sure it's calisthenics, okay? So from here, we're going to practice a slow movement that I show people new to this, okay? So coming in, you're going to try and bring your knee in and then slowly try and push through. Press your foot down a little bit and then pick up and bring the foot in and then lower down, come down. This is going to fire up your whole transverse space. So everything in your side body that you need to stay strong when you're in that tuck position. And then you can repeat this going backwards, okay? So I went forwards with my right foot. When we go back, I want to be going back with my left foot this time, so we're getting a similar action. You can go back the same foot each time, push up, try and keep the amount of weight you're putting into the left foot very minimal, okay? Cross in, whoops, I did this wrong, but anyway, okay, it's all right. And then push the foot back, take a little pause, okay? So to repeat, let's go forwards with the left. Little weight, calm down, extend, okay? Everyone happy with that? Okay, so if you want to go back the other way, then the opposite side, then you put back the opposite foot and it works that way. The same foot rather, and then it works that way, okay? So this is really active through the body. And that will build up. That's the transition point, okay? Getting the body used to it. It might take a long time. You can use blocks as well. Blocks are a good place to find yourself, especially when you're getting to that catching point where the feet are just catching. Get the blocks, you're going to swing through, okay? So the next bit, a little trickier. So we're just going to flick to the wall, okay? So I'll see you at the wall. Okay, so you don't need to necessarily pull your mat all the way up to the wall, but it can help a lot. But like I said, not necessary. So as I'm demonstrating, and I think even if you're not demonstrating, you're just doing this class, it's quite nice sometimes just to tuck the t-shirt in, then you're not kind of swallowed up by your top. Doesn't get in the way of your breathing. So one of the hardest things to maintain is actually that catch, and it's pretty much like you're aiming to go into a handstand, That's going to give you the time to cross your feet and bring it through. If you jump directly forwards, which granted you can do, it's a lot quicker. You've got a lot less time to cross your feet and get into that position and then go through. Okay, so the way that we recommend you do it is try to go towards that handstand position, and then you're correct. And then also, you're training towards handstand, so it's a 2 for 1. Okay, so by the wall, hands just a little bit back. Okay, and we're simply using the wall so we don't fall over. Okay, so it's kind of that confidence boost. It's like, I know that if I hit that, I don't think it's going to go through. Okay, so we come into the downward facing dog position, we bend, and then all we do is look towards our hands and then kick up, and we let our bum tap, and then we come down. You're not looking to stay up there. Over time, you might do. Pause, come down. Okay? It's all about just building the blocks, you know. Let's get the mileage in. So, perfect thing there, just kick, up, come down. Don't worry if you don't hit the wall. Okay, you don't need to. Just kick up, come down. And then, if you've got a friend available, then simply ask them to stand in front of you so that when you jump up, they can just catch if they think you're going over. Also, really good place to do it, in front of the couch. Then if you fall over, you just slump into the couch, okay? So whatever works best for you, okay? So we'll come on to sitting down, and we'll just do one last exercise, and we'll call it there. So just pull your mat back to wherever you are, or keep it by the wall and we'll get on. Okay, so last little exercise here, and you can do this in a couple of ways. So if you want, have bricks either side. I do hear my arms are too short excuse, and I'm still genuinely only met one person who that actually applies to, and if you're watching, you know. Okay, so bring your hands ahead of your hips. So it's kind of like fingers lining up 2/3 of the way down the thigh, halfway. And then all you're going to do is take a deep breath in, push up, and exhale. Come down. Some people like to exhale, go up, inhale, come down. You work with how your breath works best, okay? So inhale, hold, come down, okay? And then you start to add the feet in. So you inhale, come down. Inhale, come down. So you're pushing into one leg, other leg's coming up. So you're working the quads, you're working psoas, adductors, you're working transverse space. So everything's kind of engaging to pull you into this tight position. And then over time, you inhale, feet come away, come down. And that's all you're doing. You're just going second, down, second, down. Because at the end of the day, when you do the jump through, you're not really jumping through and hanging out there. You're jumping through, down. So might as well mimic what we're going to do, okay? And then you'll get stronger and you can hold it there. And then the other position, you can work it from, because you want to get through that space, is to cross, lift up, okay? Cross, lift up. Do a similar thing with the feet. Keep one foot down, lift the other leg off, okay? And play around with that. So inside foot, this lifts, outside foot, this lifts. Again, you're building all the muscle groups that you need to stay engaged to get that space and go through. Okay. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If you've got any comments, any questions, please leave them in that space below, and I will get to them as best I can. Until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. See you later.